Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today, this I'm pretty sure is going to be a big treat. This is Brewing, and they're out of Rhode Island. This is their Captain's Daughter, guys. I reviewed this beer about 4 years or so ago, and about the time all these New England style beers were coming out, and I didn't go back and look at the review, but I remember this being a very, very, very tasty beer. 12-ounce can. This was sent to me by Dr. Jason. So Dr. Jason, thanks a bunch for sending this to me again. The note he sent me on this says, full body exotic bouquet brewed with mosaic and citra hops. Says her allure is fresh and tropical, but she has a bite. She commands respect. $12.99 for a 4-pack, and this was canned on January 30th of 2019. Today is the 13th of April, so time to get this one reviewed before it gets any older. So with that being said, let's get on with it here. Dates on the can, ABV is on the can, and Untapped has it at 69 IBUs, and like I said, it's 8.5%. I don't think the IBUs are on here. Let me look again real quick. I don't see them. So, but we got the two most important things, which is the canned on date, and it's very easy to read on the very bottom of the can here in big letters, and ABV is written on it too. This thing's coming in at 8.5%, like I said, and it's written right on there. So, very nice. And what the note he sent me is exactly what it says on tap. Looks like he read it word for word off of there. So basically we got the ABV, the IBUs, and the canned on date. That's all 3 bits of information. It's a pleasure a lot of times when we do get the IBUs. It's not so critical, but a lot of the breweries don't want that information, and of course, depending on their hopping techniques, could make it irrelevant. So there's a whole lot of different hopping techniques now, rather than just dry hopping or double dry hopping. There's a whole lot of other techniques with swirling and other methods now that are being used. So that is all we need to talk about. So let's stop talking and start pouring. This, like I said, is a 12-ounce can, not a 16-ouncer, so we should be able to get it all in the glass. Well, it's fairly clear coming out, so it doesn't look like a New England style beer unless we've got a ton of settling going on, which I kind of doubt, but we'll swirl it around just in case there is, so we can get it all in there. Very carbonated. We poured a bunch of fingers of head on this pour, and there was some settling going on, a little bit anyway. So as you can see, it clouded up quite a bit when I swirled that last little bit in there. Still not to the super hazy, cloudy in the thin part of the glass down here, but still looks like an unfiltered hazy beer. So and like I said earlier, this, when I first did this, was about the time I was first getting my hands on some of the New England style beers. So very carbonated. Let's get it to the nose. Like I said, we got 2 good fingers of head on that pour, and I poured it fairly aggressive. You don't have to do that, but I did. So, to the nose we go. Very citrusy. A little bit of tropical fruit notes going on there. Maybe a hint of some pine and grapefruit. Maybe some tropical fruit notes to go along well with it. Very tasty. Yeah, the sun's trying to come through the window and get in my eyes. So, let's get it to the lips. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Dr. Jason. Thank you a bunch. Very nice. Very, very nice beer. Tropical fruit notes there. Hints of pine, pineapple, grapefruit, little mango and oranges. Very delicious. Alcohol seems to be very well hidden. 69 IBUs, yeah, that's more, in the single IP range to the double, so it's fairly easy to drink. Doesn't have a super huge bitterness to it, but just enough to balance it out. Very tasty, very enjoyable beer, guys. So it's right out of the fridge. Let's sip on this for a little bit and come back and see where it ends up. Like I said, I didn't go back and look at the other review and see what I gave it, but I'm pretty sure I gave it a pretty good grade at that time. Had a whole lot of New England style beer since then, so I don't know if it would get the same thing or not, but we're going to come back and we'll figure it out. I hope I turn this around the right way. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it for a while now. Very nice placing. It slept on the glass. I did go back and look at that review just to see what I thought. They weren't dating each individual can at that time, and I had a problem with that. And I found it a little bit bitter back then. Not so much now. I don't know if they've changed anything as far as the brewing or bitterness on it, or my palate has changed and I don't find these a little bit bitter beers not so bitter anymore. A lot of beers under the bridge since I did this one back in December of 2014. So I find it very, very tasty. I don't find it very bitter at all, and I am so glad that they are dating every can. Before, they were putting a sticker on the 4-pack, and if it was broke down into singles, if you weren't lucky enough to, they were popping it out of that ring, it had the date on it, you didn't have any idea. So now that they're dating each individual can, that's a plus for us. And I don't think it's as bitter as I thought it was then. For 69 IBUs, like I said, I don't know if anything's changed as far as how they're brewing it, but I don't think it's as bitter as I thought it was then. So it's very refreshing, very nice, dated, ABV, and the IBUs are available if you look. I find it very smooth and not bitter at all now. Very pleasant. A very nice beer, a very well made beer. If I could get these beers here, I would buy this beer, guys. No doubt about it. Very pleasant. Final chug, look at the lacing on that glass. Very nice. Cheers. I would say if they're going to do it in a 4-pack, I'd like to see 16-ounce cans instead of 12, if they're going to charge a premium price for it. But it is a very well-made beer. It's a very tasty beer. And like I said, I detracted a little bit last time because it was a little on the bitter side that I thought then. And it didn't have a date on the can, which it does now. I don't find it bitter at all, and it does have a date. So, 2 pluses to take care of what I thought was minuses last time. But I still think it's an A beer. But I'm going to give it about the same quality because I don't think it's as bitter as it was then. So that moves the scale up. And it's got a date on it. And that moves the scale up too. I gave it a 9 last time, but I still think it's a 9. But it's a better 9. And not quite to the 10 category. Because I've had some that are a little tastier than this. But I'm going to give it a 98, guys. It's kicking on the door trying to be a 10. And like I said, if it was a 16-ouncer, that would go a little long ways as far as the price that Dr. Jason paid for it. So a lot of these bigger beers like this do come in 4-packs instead of 12-ounce cans in a 4-pack. So that's the only plus I would think, and that's irrelevant basically. 98 for me, guys. Let's go over to Beer Advocate. They have it at 4.31 and outstanding. It is an outstanding beer. Definitely worth picking up if you can get your hands on it. And over to Untapped, they have it at 4.09. That's their A- scale. I think it's a little better than that, especially since they're dating it now. And I don't find it very bitter at all, like I did the last time. So I don't, like I said, I don't know if anything's changed or my palate has changed. I think it's very refreshing and very well made. So if you've had a recent release, especially since they started dating them, let me know what you think. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.